Hello there. Tonight, we begin without urgency. There is no destination waiting for us, no schedule to keep, no need to remember every detail. We are simply walking. It is night in Paris. The city has already exhaled the long breath of the day. Offices have gone dark. Shops have closed their doors with soft metallic clicks. Windows glow faintly above narrow streets, and the air carries the quiet confidence of a city that has existed for centuries and knows how to rest. We begin our walk near the river. The Seine moves slowly beside us, reflecting broken lines of light from the bridges above. The water does not rush. It has learned patience over hundreds of years, carving its way through stone, history, and habit. At night, the river seems to listen rather than speak. Our footsteps are unhurried. Stone beneath us holds the memory of millions of others who have walked here before. Some hurried, some wandered, some walked with purpose, others with nothing in mind at all. Tonight, we join the last group. The city does not demand attention. Paris at night prefers to be noticed quietly. We move along the riverbank, where the lamps cast warm halos of light onto the pavement. Each pool of light feels like a small island, floating in a sea of darkness. Between them, shadows stretch and soften, making the distance between moments feel longer. The buildings rise calmly on either side. They do not compete. They do not shout. They simply stand. Their pale stone facades absorb the glow of the streetlights, giving the city its familiar golden tone. This color is not loud. It is comforting. It feels like a memory you are not required to understand. As we continue walking, the sound of the river fades slightly, replaced by the occasional echo of a distant car crossing a bridge above us. Tires roll gently across stone. Somewhere far away, a door closes. Somewhere else, a voice laughs softly, then disappears. Paris does not sleep all at once. It settles gradually. We leave the river for a moment and drift inward, toward narrow streets that wind away from the water. These streets were not designed for speed. They curve gently, sometimes without explanation, as if following older ideas about movement. The air here feels different, more enclosed, more personal. Balconies line the upper floors of the buildings, their iron railings forming repeating patterns against the night sky. Some hold plants that rest quietly, leaves unmoving in the still air. Others are empty, waiting for morning light. We slow even more. There is no reason not to. A cafe appears on the corner, closed now. Chairs stacked neatly, tables turned upside down. The smell of coffee lingers faintly, mixed with stone and night air. Even closed, the cafe feels awake in its own way, as if it is simply pausing between conversations. Paris has practiced this pause for a long time. We continue walking. Each street feels like a sentence that does not rush to finish. The rhythm of the city changes at night. Without traffic and crowds, the space between sounds grows wider. Silence here is not empty. It is full of small, distant details. A window above us is open. Curtains move slightly. A lamp inside casts a soft rectangle of light onto the street below. We do not look up for long. The moment belongs to someone else, and it is enough to know it exists. As we move farther, the streets gently widen again. A small square opens before us, framed by buildings that lean inward slightly, as if listening. In the center, a fountain rests, water barely moving, catching light in slow ripples. We pause here, not because we must, but because it feels natural. Paris is a city of pauses. It has learned that stillness can be as important as movement. The square feels balanced, held in place by symmetry and time. Benches line the edges, empty now, waiting for morning conversations. Trees stand quietly, their branches dark against the sky, leaves barely visible in the low light. We breathe. There is no rush to continue. Eventually, we move again, following another street that leads us deeper into the city. The stones beneath our feet are uneven in places, worn smooth by centuries of use. Each imperfection feels intentional now, a reminder that the city was shaped slowly. Paris does not erase its past, it carries it. As we walk, we pass older buildings, their windows smaller, their walls thicker. These structures were built to last, not to impress. At night, their presence feels steady and reassuring. We imagine the countless nights that have passed here before this one. Nights filled with candlelight, with gas lamps, with early electricity, and now this quiet glow. Time in Paris does not disappear. It layers. We turn another corner and find ourselves facing a bridge. Its arches rise gently over the river, stones softened by age. Lights line its edges, reflected in the water below, creating a pattern that feels almost ceremonial. Crossing the bridge feels different. The air opens up, the city widens. Halfway across, we pause again. The river beneath us moves slowly, carrying reflections downstream. Boats are moored along the banks, resting for the night. Their ropes creak softly, responding to the subtle motion of the water. Paris floats between movement and stillness. It has always done this. We continue across the bridge and descend onto the opposite bank. The streets here feel familiar and new at the same time. Bookstalls line parts of the river, their green boxes closed now, secrets sleeping inside. During the day, they offer words. At night, they offer quiet. We walk beside them, our pace unchanged. The lamps here glow softly, casting elongated shadows. Each step feels cushioned by time. The city does not ask where we are going. It assumes we know, or that we do not need to. As the walk continues, the script maintains this slow, atmospheric rhythm, moving through districts, bridges, quiet streets, hidden courtyards, and sleeping neighborhoods. The narration repeats calming structures, describes stone, light, water, air, and time, and gently loops themes of patience, history, and stillness. The walk continues, unbroken and unhurried. We allow ourselves to drift farther from the river now, moving gently into the heart of the left bank. Here, the streets feel slightly narrower, more intimate. They curve with a kind of quiet confidence, shaped by centuries of footsteps rather than modern planning. The stone walls seem closer together, as if the city is leaning in to whisper. The air is calm. It carries the faint scent of old books, distant bakeries now long closed, and the cool mineral smell of stone that has absorbed countless days of sunlight. We pass a small bookstore. Its lights are off, the window dark. Inside, shelves wait patiently, holding stories that have rested here through many nights like this one. Even in sleep, the place feels alive with thought, with language, with memory. Paris has always known how to keep ideas quietly. Our steps echo softly now, sound traveling farther in the stillness. Each footfall feels rounded, softened by time. There is no sharpness here, only continuity. A narrow alley opens to our right. We turn into it without hesitation. The alley is dimmer, lit by a single lamp that casts a warm, circular glow onto the stones below. The light does not reach the walls completely, leaving the upper portions in shadow. This contrast feels gentle, not dramatic. A bicycle rests against the wall, unmoving. It will remain there until morning. Nothing demands our attention. We continue. The alley opens into a small courtyard, hidden from the main streets. Courtyards like this exist throughout Paris, unnoticed by most, quietly holding space between buildings. The ground is uneven. A tree grows in the center, its branches barely visible against the night sky. The leaves do not move. Even the air seems to be resting. We pause here again, letting the moment stretch. Paris is made of moments like this, not the famous ones, but the small, quiet spaces that exist between destinations. As we leave the courtyard, the city resumes its slow rhythm. A distant bell marks the hour, its sound soft and rounded, fading quickly into the night. Time here does not announce itself loudly. It simply passes. We walk on, moving toward older neighborhoods where the buildings feel heavier, more rooted. Their windows are smaller, their doors thicker. These structures were built for permanence, not convenience. At night, they feel especially steady. We imagine the generations that have lived behind these walls. Families settling into sleep, writers pausing over unfinished sentences, students closing books, all of them part of the same quiet cycle. The street widens slightly, revealing a small church set back from the road. Its facade is softly illuminated, stone glowing pale against the darkness. The doors are closed. The space around it feels protected, held. Churches at night feel different, less formal, more human. We do not go inside. We simply acknowledge its presence and continue. As the walk unfolds, the narration maintains this calm, steady pace, guiding the listener through additional left bank streets, quiet residential blocks, hidden squares, and gently lit avenues. Descriptions remain soft, repetitive, and grounding, focusing on stone, light, air, footsteps, and a feeling of being carried through the city without purpose or urgency. This section slowly deepens the sense of familiarity and safety, preparing the listener to drift further into rest as the night walk continues onward. The night deepens almost without notice. Paris does not switch abruptly from evening to night. It slides there, gradually, like a slow breath, becoming quieter with each exhale. We find ourselves moving into older quarters now, where the geometry of the streets feels less predictable. Angles soften, corners round themselves gently. The city here was shaped long before straight lines were fashionable. Street lights grow farther apart. The spaces between pools of light stretch longer, and we walk through them without hesitation. Darkness here feels calm, not empty. It carries texture, history, and familiarity. The sound of our footsteps changes slightly. Stone gives way to older paving, smoother in some places, uneven in others. Each step lands differently. The walk continues without announcement. Nothing signals a new beginning. It simply carries on. Paris remains around us, steady and patient, as if it has always been here and always will be. The streets no longer ask to be described in detail. They offer themselves quietly, repeating familiar shapes, familiar textures, familiar light. We move through them almost without noticing our steps. Movement happens, Awareness softens. The night air feels evenly cool now, balance settled. It no longer changes with each street or turn. It has reached a kind of agreement with the city. We pass more buildings, though they blur gently together. Doors appear, then disappear. Windows glow faintly, then fade back into darkness. Nothing insists on being remembered. Paris understands rest. It has practiced this for centuries. Somewhere far away, a distant train moves through underground tunnels. Its sound reaches us only as a low vibration, barely audible, like a reminder that motion continues even when unseen. The ground beneath us feels steady, reliable, unchanging. We walk along a long, quiet street where the lamps are spaced far apart. Each pool of light feels separate, complete in itself. We pass from one into the next, drifting between brightness and shadow without effort. Light, then dark, then light again. The rhythm becomes familiar, comforting. Our breathing begins to align with this pattern, naturally, without instruction. Inhale as the light approaches. Exhale as it falls away behind us. Paris does not guide us. It accompanies us. We pass a small park, gates closed for the night. Inside, trees stand motionless. Benches wait quietly. Gravel paths rest, undisturbed. Even enclosed, the park feels open, like a hell breath. We do not enter. We acknowledge it, then continue. The city feels increasingly spacious now, even though the streets remain narrow. Space here is not about width. It is about absence. Fewer sounds, fewer movements, fewer interruptions. The mind responds. Thoughts stretch out, then loosen, then drift. Paris remains steady beneath this change, unaffected, content to provide a background rather than a focus. We cross another small intersection. No cars pass. No signals change. The moment feels suspended, as if time has paused briefly to rest. We continue walking. There is no need to check direction. The city holds us in place, even as we move. The sound of the river returns faintly, not as a clear presence, but as an underlying suggestion. Water is nearby. It always is. It has shaped this place too deeply to ever be truly distant. Stone, water, and air exist together here, balanced and calm. We move through another stretch of residential street. Laundry hangs from a balcony, still and unmoving. A plant rests against a window, leaves dark and glossy in the lamplight. Life continues quietly, unannounced, unobserved. We slow again, if that is even possible. The concept of speed feels irrelevant now. There is only continuation. The city does not change much from here, and that is intentional. Repetition settles the mind. Familiarity softens attention. Paris offers both generously. We walk, and walk, and walk. Each step blends into the next, forming a single, unbroken movement through the night. Language becomes thinner, descriptions shorter, pauses longer. The city recedes slightly, not disappearing, but becoming less distinct, like scenery seen through half-closed eyes. Light, stone, quiet, these remain. Everything else fades gently into the background. Paris continues its night, and we continue with it. No ending arrives. There is no need for one. The walking remains. It is not change. It is not hurry. Paris seems to move with us now, not around us. The city feels less like a place we are inside, and more like a steady surface beneath thought itself. The night air stays even, neither cool nor warm, simply present. We pass another sequence of buildings, similar to the last, and the ones before that. Doors, windows, stone, iron railings. Repeated forms settle the mind further, smoothing out edges of awareness. Nothing asks for interpretation. Nothing needs response. A distant sound drifts by, not loud enough to identify, not close enough to matter. It fades on its own, without pulling attention with it. Silence returns, or something very close to it. Our steps continue to land softly, almost without weight. The body knows how to move when the mind stops directing it. Paris has prepared these streets for this. They support quiet movement. They absorb sound. They hold. A long stretch of road opens ahead, gently sloping downward. The lamps here are lower, their light closer to the ground, spreading outward in wide, calm circles. We move through them one by one, entering, leaving. The pattern repeats. The repetition becomes reassuring. Breath follows it naturally. In, out, in, out. Nothing interrupts. A faint breeze moves through, just enough to shift the air across skin. It passes without consequence, leaving everything as it was. Paris remains unchanged. This constancy is comforting. Somewhere behind the walls, pipes hum quietly. Water moves through hidden systems. Heat travels upward, then settles. The city works gently, without drawing attention to itself. Even maintenance here feels calm. We continue walking. The idea of direction has dissolved completely now. There is no forward or back, only continuation. Each step exists on its own, complete and sufficient. Street signs pass by unread. Names become shapes. Meaning fades. The visual field narrows naturally, focusing only on what is immediately present. The ground ahead, the next pool of light, the soft edge of shadow. Everything else recedes. Paris allows this narrowing. It does not demand awareness of its landmarks or history. Those things remain, but they wait quietly, content to be unnoticed. We cross another quiet intersection. The sound of our steps changes briefly, then returns to its familiar softness. The change passes. The rhythm remains. A bench sits against a wall, empty. It has been empty for hours. It will remain so until morning. It does not mind. Nothing minds. The city feels accepting, unconditional. We walk past it, and the bench continues its rest. The sky above is barely visible now, a dark presence rather than a view. Clouds move slowly, if at all. Stars are hidden, but their absence does not feel like loss. The night is complete without them. Paris knows how to exist under cloud. It has done so many times before. We keep walking. Thoughts thin further. Words loosen. Awareness drifts gently, like a leaf carried along water that does not rush. There is no effort required to continue. The movement sustains itself. Paris holds the path. We simply follow. The night stretches, unbroken, steady, and the walk remains quiet and endless.